Hello, everyone, and welcome to round two of my scenario called Little Omaha on the Battle of Nijmegen, 1944, September 1944. Obviously, I refer you to the playthrough of round one if you want to find out more details. And I've also recorded a video introducing the scenario and telling you some of its mechanics and more of the historical background, some of the design philosophy. Again, this is actually the first real playtest of the scenario that I'm doing, so it's quite possible that certain changes are still going to take place in the setup and everything. But I do expect the map to remain 100% the same. Anyway, let's get going. The Germans have initiative, and they have 3 command left, and maybe they would like to buy an artillery card, but I think they'd rather wait till the end of the turn when they can actually buy, let's see, like the increased priority cards and everything, because that is going to give them more opportunities to buy cheaper cards and everything, and I suppose the Germans can still wait a turn doing that. So they have 3 actions. Let's see what they're going to do. Let's just use combined fire. Again, in this scenario, combined fire takes an action for each unit participating in it. So at most, you can have 3 units combining fire because each side has 3 actions. Let's see, these two Germans are going to combine fire. That's 4 and 5. That would be 7, and that way 5. Well, 7 either way. Maybe I should have 1 more participate. That would be my entire first action then. That's okay. 7, and this one will contribute half its firepower as well. 3, 4, so 2, so 9 dice. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to target the expert squad over here, and that one has 1 cover for heavy smoke. It's the heavy fog card, but it actually represents heavy smoke. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the terrain, and 1 for being an elite unit, and 1 for having a medic squad there. So we're going to go for normal fire. The Germans score only 2 hits, and the US saves with, well, lots of saves. Now it seems I forgot to take more fatigue counters, so let's do that. We're going to need those. This is where they are. So that's the German action phase of round 2. Now it's up to the Americans. This squad is actually quite vulnerable. It only has 3 cover or so. Let's see. I could just fire from here. Why not? Let's take the expert squad as the elite unit because it will allow me to re-roll dice. That's 3 plus 3, 6 plus 3 again. 9 dice. 3, 5, 9 against the squad on the bridge. That one has 1 cover for being an elite unit, 1 for the heavy smoke, and 1 for the bridge. So that one is actually a lot more vulnerable. But the Americans score 3 hits, and there's only 1 save. So 2 of these figures are destroyed. I probably should have moved this unit into the woods over here or something. That probably would have been a smarter move. Yes, so that was one action, but again, combined fire takes up an action, so that's the entire action. What else can the Germans do? Let's see, maybe I should just first move some other units. This one has line of sight over here. Yes, well, let's fire the mortar before I forget. I tend to forget that. Well, let's fire suppressive fire, 4 dice against the entire hex. So let's first roll to see if I hit anything in the first dice. That's 2 potential hits. And now we're going to roll separately for each of the squads in that hex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's just within range. Suppressive fire, so there's an officer, so that's 1 cover, and let's start with that one, and that's 1 for the being an elite unit and 1 for the heavy smoke, so 3 cover. But they fail all of them, so that one is pinned. That's not too bad, so it's not going to be moving forward, and they do need to take the bridge. The next one has 2 more cover for having 2 elites. That one saves both, and the other one has 1 more cover for having 1 elite. And that one saves 1, but that also means that 1 gets through, so that one is pinned as well. So that's not too bad. Let's see, what else can the Germans do, obviously, because they only fired once. Let's try to get this one out of harm's way a little bit. I don't know if the rules actually say anything about that, whether you can actually leave a bridge sideways, but I'll just allow it, at least for infantry. So that's 2 into the woods. That's temporarily overstacked, but I don't think that's a problem, and it just moves through for 2 more, and that one is fatigued. And maybe I should just... Oh, I cannot combine fire with these anymore because I only have 1 action left. Let's see. Maybe I should just, I don't have to decide here yet, just now what to do. So I'll just fatigue one of the German units across the river that you can see in the image. Right now it's off screen, but I thought I'd just focus the camera on the place where most of the action is happening at the moment. That is undoubtedly going to change, but not yet. So now it's again the Americans that can take their turns, and let's delay a little bit with them as well. These units can't do anything anyway because they're pinned, so I'll just fatigue them. And I'll just put the MG in off fire. Actually, it's a boring strategy for the Americans, but it's probably not a bad idea to wait for reinforcements to show up before they actually really try to take on the Germans by moving in. Otherwise, it's probably suicidal. So that's 3 actions for the Germans again. Of course, on the other hand, the Allies do need to press, because the sooner that they take the objectives, the higher the chance of a win, and of a big win. I explained the win conditions in the previous video, but basically it boils down to the fact that if they take it early, before the end of turn 5, as the scenario stands now, or at the end of turn 5, I believe, it's a major win, and Operation Market Garden may yet prove to be successful, and the longer it takes, the bigger the German win is going to be, and the Allies have a maximum of 10 turns. So staying back also decreases the chances of actually really harming the Germans early on, and because of that, probably also a major win. Let's see. Yes, it's the Germans again. Well, let's do a combined fire attack. Why not? 1, 2, 3. Let's see. The 88 would fire 4. This one would fire more. So 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 2 is 9. 4, 7, 9 against, well, let's just try the expert squad again. I should have re-rolled for that squad, by the way, which I forgot to do. And of course, which I keep on forgetting too, you get extra firepower too, not just cover. So let's try to remember that from now on. So that's 5, 6 actually. Not that one because it's a vehicle. Plus 2 is 8. And this won't be 5, but plus 3 is 11. So that actually does make a difference. And 4 for the terrain, not the heavy smoke, because these units are all fatigued. They do get 1 cover, of course, for the for being an elite unit, and 1 more for the medic in the same hex. Lots of saves. 1, 2, 3 hits and 4 saves, I believe. So nothing happens. Back to the Americans. Well, they're really not doing too much. I realize it's a bit boring, but well, this one can spot. Let's at least not forget to fire the mortar, which is something that happens a lot. The mortar will fire suppressive dice, I suppose, because 2 dice really don't do all that much damage against that one. So this one is the unit spotting. That one has 2 cover for the entrenchment, 1 for the elite unit, and 1 for the elite formations. Not for the heavy fog because it's fatigued. 1 hit and no, actually 2 hits and only 1 save. So that one is pinned. The Americans have 2 more units left. Well, this one doesn't see anything. Do I want to move in? Well, yeah, why not? Move 2, and I could still fire, but I wonder whether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually long range. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could. Well, let's just roll first to see if I have any hits. Well, against 4 cover dice. So let's try suppressive again. No, 1 hit and 1 save. This one was already here, I suppose. Well, this one will do concentrated fire against that same unit. Again, suppressive, because there's actually not an officer in there. So this one, of course, fires for 5 dice, I should say, because of the elite bonus. 2 hits, but 3 saves. Nothing happens. Let's see if the Germans can delay again a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That actually works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So this one moves from the bridge into this hex. This one moves back in here. It's again off screen, but it moves back into the entrenchment with the 88mm flak gun, and that's across the railroad bridge. I'll just fatigue that one as well, because there's no, well, I can put it on fire, but it won't be able to fire because the squad manning it is actually fatigued. Back to the Americans. So obviously you can see that I'm playing quite conservatively with the Americans. Another option might be to really storm the German defenses, especially on turn one. Maybe try to go around them, but of course the barbed wire will really slow them down. But it's certainly certainly a strategy worth trying out as well, and see how that develops. But yeah, you can see that the Germans have been moving in additional troops, and it's almost become impossible. Well, maybe they can take the objective, but they would be driven back from it probably right away, which is why, of course, historically the river crossing happened. And again, I zoomed in on the action. But later on, there is probably going to be a river crossing, and the Allies, notably the Americans, are going to try and cross the bridge from the other side, thereby outflanking the defenders here, and that they will have to basically fight a two-front war, not only on the big scale of things, but also in this particular battle. And of course, the British are going to show up soon too. So, and the British and the Americans have the reinforcement deck. The British even have the armored reinforcements deck as well, which is a fan-made deck, which again you can download from www.commandsandcolors.net, and you can print those cards and use them. Let's see, whose turn was it again? It's the Americans. Well, I don't think they're going to do all that much more, really. Do they have any units left? Well, this one. So let's fire with that one. It's, I think, the last one they have. So it's 2 elites. It's 4 dice, 5, 6, plus 1 for being an elite formation. 5, 6, 7. And again, against this squad, let's go for the for suppressive fire again. So it's 2 for the entrenchment, 1 for being an elite unit, and 1 for having an elite figure there. That's 1, 2 hits, but 3 saves. Well, three hits actually. Well. But no hits. That's the important thing here. Yeah, so that's it for the Americans. So the Germans can just finish their turn now, I suppose. Let's see if I want to do anything with this unit. It's not doing anything here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, these units are off screen, so you don't see them, but there are, of course, some German units still on the opposite bank. Let me just put these 2 in up fire as well. Now I have some units left over here, but not too many. Seems as though I haven't. That one is fatigued, of course, because it crossed the bridge. That one is fatigued. Well, the Germans really don't have all that many units left either now. In fact, that's all the German units as well. So let's move on to the command phase. Determine control over objectives. I don't think anything has changed there. Now, of course, we're going to receive command, and both the British and the Americans have seized the initiative card, so they each receive 1 command point onto their initiative cards, and then they're added up to determine initiative. So they have 5 at the moment. Let's see how many more do the Americans have. They have 1 here and 2 there, so they have 3 more, and they already had 2, which I'm just going to replace with a 5. And the British, of course, don't have anything else yet because the troops aren't there, and they have command objectives here and here, but no troops yet, so they don't have any more for the time being. And the Germans have, let's see, 2. Some of them are on the opposite river bank, so you don't see them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's probably one over here. 7. Yes, they have 7 at the moment. There's one more over here. I'm not quite sure if you can see it, but they don't have it yet. So they have 7 at the moment. And the Germans have to spend it first. Do they desperately want to hang on to initiative? Because it's probably the next step. Spend command. First, I want to buy some artillery cards for them. Let's see. Increase priority. That's going to cost them 1. So I'm going to place it in the German play area. Place in your play area. When you activate another artillery card, its cost is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 0. And when establishing contact with your artillery card, add 1 to your die result. Now, I guess that takes effect right away. So I'm going to buy, oh, those are actually for the action phase. All of them are. So that's the only one I buy for now. And if well, they have 5, and I do have lots of command at the moment. So I can just play 6, why not? That means that I keep initiative. I guess it's always good to have it and to build up a lead for when the rest of the Allied troops do make it onto the board and start gobbling up more and more command points. They have 7 left, but they are going to keep those for the action phase. Now, how about the Allies? The Americans could buy a reinforcement battalion, for instance, or even 2 squads of regular infantry, so they could buy a reinforcement battalion. The other one was a normal reinforcements. So 2 squads. They can't buy trucks. By the way, the paratroopers were not equipped with trucks, obviously. I guess I'm going to buy that one, which means that I have 1 left for the Americans. I will put them onto the board in a while. You don't have to see me placing them. They are actually placed where they can set up, which is over here. You cannot buy any reinforcements for the other American division. It's not a division, obviously, but these, well, in this case, it might actually be. Don't know. You cannot buy them until the division has actually made it onto the board. So I will have to buy it for that side. And the British can't buy anything yet because up until now they've only have been able to place them on initiative. Let's see, draw strategy cards, Germans first. Let's take a ground, because I have a couple of artillery cards. Let's take a ground support 1 for now. That's, I will just have a bit of a lack of space here. For the Germans, I will place them in the middle of the river. Those cards that they already have. This one is one that they don't have yet. So let me just put it over here. They drew a sniper card, by the way. Now the Americans get to draw reinforcement deck, or what else could they use? Assaulter leadership. Well, let's just pick some more reinforcements for now. That's again a regular reinforcement card that they drew. The British, they can draw cards, and let's just pick another tank card. A tank platoon receive 1 Sherman Firefly tank. Designate one of your Sherman tanks as a Sherman Firefly by placing the appropriate nation control marker next to it. Its range against vehicles is 8 and its firepower is 12. All other stats are the same as those of a regular Sherman, and that would cost me 5. But again, the British will have to wait until they actually take some command points to be able to buy those tanks, which obviously symbolizes the arrival of 30th Corps. Remove tokens, and we'll do that in a while as well. There's no point in you watching that, I suppose. Then we're going to place some units in off-fire. That's only going to be the German MG over there. Squad transfers, do we have any of those? I don't think so. Even if I wanted to, for instance, the expert squad over here, squads with specialization tokens cannot have units transferred to them or from them. Scenario reinforcements and events. No, we're going to have those at the end of round 3 when the other American division is going to make it onto the board, as well as the British infantry that's leading the way. And we're going to advance the round marker to turn 3. So, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again at the end of round 3.